We move on to a live transmission from the Foreign Minister Shoukry.
بالسعي المشترك من قبل معاليه ومني لاستمرار التعاون الوثيق بين البلدين والتنسيق فيما بيننا من أجل الارتقاء بالعلاقة والاستفادة المتبادلة من كافة أوجهها.
On all domains.
معالي الوزير تشرف صباح اليوم بلقاء السيد الرئيس كما
The foreign minister met with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi early in the morning, and they mentioned in their talks a number, or they tackled in their talks a number of issues, and they shared visions regarding the current developments and the importance of putting an end to the escalating situation in Gaza and not to target civilians and to work on getting out of this crisis and according to the international laws regarding protecting civilians. First, also they tackled in their discussions bilateral ties, whether they are economic and political ties. As you know, Italy is our partner under the umbrella of the European Union. 20 of the Egyptian exports are directed to Italy. Also, there is a large number of Italian companies working here in Egypt regarding the development process in Egypt, and we are working on expanding cooperation and boosting cooperation in different domains, particularly in the economic field, to increase the number of companies, of the Italian companies working here in Egypt, and to boost, to push forward our relations. Also, the cultural relations, the deeply rooted relations between Cairo and Rome, having this mix between the two peoples during the past few years. Also, we are also depending on the more cooperation achieved in the field of education, also in fighting illegal migration, to work on all these topics from their comprehensive perspective regarding the security issues too. Social and economic files were also discussed, how to treat and to manage these files, to focus also on the illegal migration issue, to benefit, to have a win-win situation for both countries. There is a joint communique which is going to be released and distributed among all the journalists, tackling ways to boost bilateral ties, also to boost the development targets of Egypt, the joint political action, fighting illegal migration, fighting all the organizations working in this field, to expand cooperation in the cultural field. We are very much happy with the fruitful cooperation and boosting relations with Italy, and we are eager to continue with expanding this cooperation and deepen strengthening the relations with Italy in all domains. The East of Mediterranean Gas Forum is also one of the platforms of cooperation between Egypt and Italy in the field of energy. The electricity connection between Egypt and Italy, I welcome you, sir, expressing my happiness to witness this leap in the relations between Egypt and Italy in all domains. And this is not only between Egypt and Italy, but between Italy and the Middle East in general, and east of the Mediterranean in general.
Grazie di cuore al Ministro Shoukry per la affettuosa e amichevole accoglienza. Lavoriamo molto bene insieme. È stato molto positivo l'incontro con lui, come è stato molto positivo l'incontro stamane con il Presidente Sisi. Abbiamo certamente parlato dei rapporti bilaterali tra Italia ed Egitto. L'Egitto è un grande...
My happiness with the fruitful relations and deeply rooted ties between Egypt and Italy, as the stability of the region in the Mediterranean, in the Med region, and in my talks with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi today, we tackled international situation as we see what's going on in Israel and in Gaza Strip. We witnessed full condemnation whether the terrorist attacks and operations from Hamas against the civilians, and we appreciated the Egyptian role, and we are going to support all the initiatives launched by Egypt regarding this file to find, or as an attempt to find, a positive solution to the escalating situation in Gaza. I found that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was very much concerned to and is eager to exert the utmost efforts to find an end to this solution and to put an end to the violence against the elderly people, children and women. We tackled also with President Sisi this file regarding the captives or the hostages. Two of them are Italians at least. I've asked the President to exert the utmost efforts to release those hostages and to find humanitarian corridors to help all the victims. The President expressed full readiness to exert his efforts to find a solution for the current crisis, and I also stressed the importance of lessening the escalating situation and to find an end, to find a solution for the crisis created by Hamas. There is also a will from the Arab side to find a solution and to reach stability in the Middle East. There are going to be many initiatives directed to calming the situation under the sponsorship of the Egyptian state. These initiatives are going to find full support from the Italian side. Also, we tackled illegal migration and the joint efforts are going to be distributed between all of us to fight together human traffickers and also the traffickers or the smugglers of drugs and weapons. We are going to continue working together to reach and to achieve our goals and to stop the illegal migration waves. Also, we tackled industry, agriculture, illegal migration, working force, qualified working force. We are studying together all fields of cooperation between Egypt and Italy, and also the private sector in the fields of industry and agriculture, who can work in all these domains to bring from outside working force. We studied this file from all its aspects. Also, a number of initiatives are being studied between both sides from the diplomatic bodies in full coordination with the Egyptian concerned bodies to reach the joint targets and goals. We are also working on the cultural initiatives between both sides, but with the current situation, we were forced to postpone the concert which was planned. It's not appropriate at all to organize such a concert, a musical concert like that, but there is going to be an economic forum held for all businesses to study together how we are going to work together. There is great concern, and many Italian companies are interested to invest here in Egypt, and particularly to focus on bilateral cooperation. The last point, which I tackled with President Sisi, it was the High Constitutional Court, it's the Penal Court. Regarding the Regini case, we are working together to reach the truth and the facts around this issue. So in Italy, we are very much careful to work and to cooperate with Egypt on all domains, particularly on the strategic front, economic development, stability and peace. Good morning. My question is directed to both ministers. Regarding the two meetings which took place today in Cairo, is there a clear line in addition, is there a clear line or a clear way of cooperation between the European Union and the Arab League to find a solution for the 2 million people in Gaza? There is a joint determination from both sides, the Italian and the Egyptian side, to pacify the situation. Of course, there is a lot of victims from both sides, so of course we know that Israel it's eligible for Israel to defend itself, but regarding the current crisis, there is joint cooperation to try not to drag the region into more chaos or violence and not to enter into this vicious circle. Regarding the European Union, there was a meeting between the EU and the Gulf states, which resulted in a very balanced statement, which urged all parties to put an end to this crisis and to work according to international laws, to protect civilians and to afford all the humanitarian aid to the people in Gaza, to assess the damages and casualties of the civil people, the civilians in Gaza. We also are going to work together with our partners to instill all these principles and to put an end to the crisis with all means and by all means, and we are intensifying our contacts with both sides to reach this. We are working with the international community to achieve this goal, to regain stability in the Middle East region. In different visits during this year and your contacts with Minister Shoukry, of course, you tackled cooperation in the field of illegal migration. In your talks today, have you tackled specific initiatives or suggestions regarding this file, which is illegal migration? Cairo was successful in putting an end to this crisis, and we have also received about 9 million refugees in our lands too.
La dichiarazione congiunta che abbiamo diffuso è un chiaro messaggio di una collaborazione.
It's a very clear message of cooperation. It was not starting today. It was already existed. We are working together on all domains and also to exchange data and information. We are cooperating in all measures and procedures taken on the ground. It's a joint action to find solutions for the problems which are facing both of us, to find solutions and also to reach stability and peace in the region, whether in Syria or in other places. If stability is there, and if there is stability in the African continent, if we put an end to the war in Sudan, all these incidents led to many people to flee their countries. But when peace prevails, we should work together to achieve this, and by this to end illegal migration. We've witnessed the Cairo moves and contacts. What's your evaluation regarding this role of Cairo to put an end to violence, and what's expected from the ministerial meeting of the Arab League? In fact, unfortunately, the situation is developing that fast. The escalating situation is there on the ground in the occupied territories. And unfortunately also many civilians are affected negatively with the violence. Even the basic services are not now available in many of the populated areas there. We are intensifying our contacts with both sides and also with our international partners like the United States to assure the importance of containing the crisis and also to put an end to the humanitarian sufferings. And here we found that the international community agree on that. We hope that this is going to be reflected on the ground when the Arab League ministers are going to meet. We are going to reach a unified Arab situation, unified Arab stance, to assert the necessity of dealing in a right manner with the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, according to international law, to the international humanitarian law, and to ask for regaining stability and peace, and to end the Israeli-Palestinian conflict based on the two-state solution. It's a real goal, but now we are focusing on stopping the violence and protecting the Palestinian people from all the damages which are taking place on the ground. One final question.
Answer. Sì, una domanda per il ministro egiziano. La crisi, insomma, l'attacco
To
di
Minister
Hamas in
Shoukry,
Israele ha portato a un
the attack
aumento
of Hamas against Israel, it resulted in increasing the number of refugees, whether to Egypt or to other places. Was there a wish to host those refugees coming from Gaza? And what's going to be the solution? If this is going to increase the waves of illegal migrations toward Europe.
اللجوء للخروج خارج نطاق الخطر
To be out of the danger zones, to safe places. Regarding the current situation, there is the blockade, and of course the Israeli exits are closed. Egypt was very much keen to open Rafah crossings to afford humanitarian aid to the needy people there in Gaza, whether they are food commodities, medical supplies, and we are going to continue with continuing our supplies to our brothers in Palestine. But the instability in the region and of course expanding violence, it's encouraging more people to flee and to resort to illegal migration to reach safe places. Europe, of course, is included. It's a source of attraction to those people. Egypt shouldered its responsibility in the past few years to stop illegal migration from expanding, and we are going to continue on this basis, taking into consideration that this is a very big issue. We are shouldering this burden without having the enough support from our European partners. So we tackle this issue with the Italian minister, and he really appreciated the burden shouldered by Egypt in this regard, and the EU should look with a more positive way to the Egyptian role to be able to continue in this policy.